Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to do Nissan Rogue's front and rear brakes due to popular demand, and I'll show how to change your own brakes in the front and in the rear. Let's go. Alright, step one, jack up the car and make sure you use jack stand, so if this fails, that catches as the wheel. Once the wheel is free, let's take it off. 21 millimeter all. First we're taking the 14 millimeter off from the caliper bolt right here, and the same 14 millimeter on the bottom. So since we are changing the rotor, we have to take both the bolts off and take the hole and the caliper frame out. What is this called? Yeah. So once the caliper is out, we take the caliper frame off by taking those two bolts out. So 19 millimeter. Two of them. That drops the caliper frames. So caliper mounts are out. Rotor comes off. Snap in the brand. I'm using a Max Brake slotted rotors. These are great. They come in a kit with all four pads and rotors. I'll put the link down below. Clean the caliper slides properly. Alright, you gotta push on those to make sure they move in and out, and if not, we have to pull out and re-grease them. This looks pretty good, so we can keep on going with our installation. You just put a little bit of grease right on the slides. Okay, putting the caliper mount back on. Same 19 millimeter bolts, two of them, top and bottom. Look at the little hardware, make sure this part is inside so it like pulls the brake back when it's not compressing. And finally putting the pads properly in place. Make sure this hardware is in there, and this should spring in and out so it pulls the pad out. And we slide top and the bottom, goes in like that. Now we can see clearly holding properly. We can now put the caliper back on. Okay. 14 millimeter bolt goes back in, one on the bottom, and be mindful of the flat spot right here that catches while you are spinning. And that's pretty much it. Now we just have to put the wheels back on. Okay, finally inspect everything. Make sure all the bolts that we took off, the caliper bolts, these two, and then the caliper frame bolts, this and the bottom one, make sure they're all tight. Once they are, we are good to go. Let's put the wheel back on. Alright, slip the wheel in there. Now hand tighten the lug nuts to get started, and then you can use the impact and follow the right spec and put the right torque to finish it off. Tightened a little bit. Now let's use the torque wrench to do the right specs.
See this torque. It's actually tight with these.
Alright, everything is put back together. Now press the brake pedal a few times and we're good to go. And that's how you replace a rotor and brake pads on a Nissan Rogue. Hope that was useful. I'll see you in the next video.